Right now, as you watch this video, your cat is doing something extraordinary. Something scientists spent decades dismissing. Something that will change the way you look at your feline companion forever. Your cat, the creature you thought was ignoring you, has been building an intricate understanding of your voice, word by word, day by day, quietly, precisely, and with a level of cognitive sophistication that is, frankly, astonishing. In the last decade, a wave of peer-reviewed studies from institutions like the University of Tokyo, the University of Bristol, and Oregon State University have produced extraordinary findings. Domestic cats don't just register noise, they decode it. They separate meaningful sounds from random ones. They associate specific patterns with specific outcomes, and they remember. Today, we're revealing the 5 words, backed entirely by real science, that your cat has locked away in their neural memory, and we're going to explain exactly what happens inside their brain when they hear each one. Before we dive in, if you're someone who genuinely loves cats and wants to understand them better through real science, this channel was made for you. Every single week, we break down the latest feline research into content that will completely change how you see your cat. Hit that subscribe button right now and ring the notification bell so you never miss a single video. It's free, it takes 2 seconds, and your cat will probably appreciate that you're doing it.
Your homework. All right, let's get into it. Let's start with the most personal word in your cat's entire vocabulary. Their name. Not a sound, not a signal. Their name. A specific sequence of phonetic patterns that their brain has cataloged as uniquely significant. In 2019, Dr. Atsuko Saito of Sophia University in Tokyo published what would become one of the most cited papers in modern feline cognition. Her team tested 78 cats, household pets and cafe cats alike, across controlled environments. The setup was elegant in its simplicity. Researchers played a series of 5 words in sequence, 4 random nouns, followed by each cat's actual name. The words were read by complete strangers, people the cats had never met and whose voices meant nothing to them. What they observed was the hallmark of genuine recognition, a phenomenon called habituation-dishabituation response. For the first 4 words, cats showed declining interest, classic habituation. The brain says, nothing relevant here, move on. But on the 5th word, their name, something shifted. Ears snapped to attention, pupils dilated, heads turned. Even from a stranger's voice, even when the cat had absolutely no reason to expect anything to happen next. This was not a trained response. This was not Pavlovian conditioning. This was pure phonetic recognition, proof that every cat has built a precise acoustic fingerprint of their own name inside their neural architecture. Now here's what makes this even more fascinating. Your cat doesn't respond dramatically, because responding dramatically isn't in their evolutionary interest. Wild felids evolved in solitary hunting environments. Visible reactions reveal your position. Visible reactions waste energy. So, your cat acknowledges and then chooses. The subtle ear flick, the slow blink, the half-opened eye, that's not dismissal. That's a highly evolved creature doing a rapid cost-benefit analysis and deciding that standing up right now doesn't serve their current goals. They heard you. They know it's you. They just decided a nap was the better option. And honestly, we respect the commitment. If their name is the word cats recognize most reliably, then the word they understand and most deliberately ignore is without question, no. You've lived this moment. Your cat is on the counter, kitchen table, or laptop keyboard. You say no. They look directly at you. And then they do it anyway. Slowly, deliberately, while maintaining eye contact. For a long time, people assumed this was pure stubbornness, but the science tells a far more interesting story. Dr. John Bradshaw, anthrozoologist at the University of Bristol and author of Cat Sense, has studied feline responses to human verbal commands extensively. His research confirms that cats don't process language the way dogs do. Dogs have been selectively bred for thousands of generations to be responsive to human commands, to treat our words as directives from the pack leader. Cats were domesticated on entirely different terms. They joined human settlements as autonomous pest controllers,
not because humans commanded them, because it was mutually convenient. That foundational independence is literally baked into their DNA. A 2020 study in the journal Animal Cognition measured compliance rates when pets heard the command no or similar prohibition sounds. Dogs complied approximately 70% of the time. Cats complied approximately 30% of the time. But here's the crucial insight that most people miss. The cats weren't ignoring the word. EEG-adjacent behavioral markers showed clear signs of processing: momentary muscle tension, brief gaze shift, subtle posture change. They understood. They registered the prohibition. They simply calculated that the payoff of the behavior outweighed the social consequence of ignoring you. Knocking that glass off the counter? Sensory feedback, your attention, the audio-visual spectacle of something falling. That's worth it. They did the math. The math said go. What this means practically is that no without redirection is a losing battle with your cat. They've run the numbers. They're not backing down based on social disapproval alone. But pair the word no consistently with redirecting them to an acceptable alternative, and something interesting happens. Over time, their risk assessment recalculates. The equation changes. Not because they've become obedient, but because they've found a better option. That's your cat. Not defiant. Strategic.
You've done this experiment without even realizing it. You call your cat's name. Silence. You call it again. Louder. Nothing. You call it one more time with increasing desperation. The cat is apparently unconscious. Then, from 3 rooms away, you whisper, barely above silence, the word treat. And within 4 seconds, a cat materializes at your feet as if teleported from another dimension. How? Why? What is happening inside their brain? Researchers at the University of Lincoln, studying feline associative learning, found that cats form firm audio-to-reward associations in as few as 3 to 5 repetitions. To put that in perspective, that's faster than most dog breeds for the same type of conditioning. And the reason is rooted millions of years deep in evolutionary history. Cats are obligate carnivores, solitary hunters. Every meal they ever ate in the wild required stalking, precision timing, and the ability to recognize the specific acoustic signatures of prey: the rustle of a mouse, the specific wing beat frequency of a bird, the crinkle of dry leaves under a lizard. Their brains evolved to create instant, permanent, high-priority connections between sounds and food. We didn't teach them that. We simply gave that ancient neural pathway a new input: the crinkle of a treat bag, the word dinner, your specific footsteps walking toward their bowl. What you're actually seeing when your cat sprints toward you after hearing the treat bag is not trained behavior. It's the reactivation of a prehistoric survival circuit. Their amygdala flags the sound as high priority. Dopamine floods the reward pathways. Motor systems activate. The modern house cat's brain, lounging on your sofa watching birds through the window, is still fundamentally a precision hunting machine. The treat bag just hacked it. This is also why food-associated words work even for shy or less social cats. It doesn't matter how introverted or independent your cat is, when you've reliably paired a specific sound with food enough times, that sound will activate their hunting brain every single time. That's not a personality trait. That's neurobiology. We are exactly halfway through, and honestly, the next 2 words might be the most surprising ones yet. If you're watching this and you haven't subscribed yet, pause for just 1 second and hit that subscribe button. We put out new cat science every single week, and every video is built on real peer-reviewed research, not guesswork, not myths. You deserve a channel that respects your intelligence as a cat owner. Subscribe, leave us a like if you're enjoying this so far, and let's keep going, because word number 4 is about to completely change how you think about your cat's decision-making. Out of all 5 words we're exploring today, this one has produced the most nuanced and, frankly, the most surprisingly flattering picture of feline intelligence. The word is come, or come here, or here kitty, or however your particular house. For years, the conventional wisdom was that cats simply don't respond to directional commands. That was wrong. What researchers discovered is that cats respond to come, but only after running a sophisticated 3-variable analysis that happens in milliseconds. Dr. Christine Vitale of Unity College, building on earlier Oregon State University research in cat-human attachment, identified 3 specific variables that determine whether a cat will respond to come. Variable 1. Who is calling? When the cat's primary caregiver, the person they have the most shared history with, calls them, response rates jump to approximately 85%. A stranger calling the same word drops to around 30%. This is not arbitrary. Your cat has built a genuine social attachment to you, not because they're dependent, but because experience has taught them that your call is reliable, that your presence means safety, warmth, food, and positive interaction. That's not a conditioned reflex. That's a relationship. Variable 2. Environmental safety. In familiar environments, home, a space they've thoroughly scent-marked and know every corner of, cats respond to come approximately 70% of the time. In an unfamiliar environment, a vet's office, a new house, a friend's apartment, that drops to 25%. Before moving towards something, your cat is performing a threat assessment. Is this space safe? Is this direction safe? What might be between here and there? When they don't,
Me? Sometimes it's not about you. Sometimes it's about the environment not yet meeting their security threshold. Variable 3. Perceived reward probability. When there is a visible treat, the food bowl is nearby, or previous cum calls have reliably resulted in positive outcomes, response rate climbs back to 80%. When the call has historically led to bath time or a carrier, well, they remember, and they've adjusted their estimate accordingly. What does all of this tell us? It tells us that your cat, in the moment between hearing come and deciding whether to respond, is performing a real-time probabilistic calculation. They are weighing relationship trust against environmental safety, against expected reward, in milliseconds. This isn't a simple animal mechanically reacting to stimuli. This is a creature with a working model of their social relationships, their physical environment, and the probable outcomes of their own behavior. When your cat chooses to come when you call, out of all the moments they could be sleeping, grooming, or staring at nothing, that choice is meaningful. It means the math came out in your favor. And when you understand the math, you can start to shift the variables. We've saved the most powerful word for last. And here's the twist. It isn't a word at all. It is, in many ways, everything beneath and around the words. It is your tone of voice. And according to research from the University of Sussex, published in 2022, cats may process the emotional content of human vocal tone with a level of precision that genuinely surprises researchers. Dr. Karen McComb's team at Sussex conducted an experiment using acoustically controlled voice recordings. They played completely semantically neutral words with no cat-relevant meaning whatsoever, to cats in relaxed home environments. The words were the same across conditions, only the emotional tone was changed. Angry or tense vocal tone, immediate physical stress responses, muscle tension, ears rotating backward and flattening, pupils dilating, grooming interruption, a key behavioral stress indicator. Warm, affectionate vocal tone, approach behaviors, slow blink responses, relaxed posture, and in many cases, purring initiated. The words were identical. The tone was the variable. The response was unambiguous. Why is your cat so attuned to emotional tone? Because for the first weeks of a cat's life, before their eyes are fully open, before they can smell effectively, before any word has any meaning, they rely entirely on their mother's vocalizations. The warmth of a trill, safe, stay close. The sharpness of a chirp, alert, pay attention. The tension in a hiss, danger is near. Every domestic cat carries this early acoustic programming into adulthood. When you speak to your cat, they're not waiting to parse your nouns and verbs. They're scanning the frequency, rhythm, and emotional color of your voice, decoding exactly how you feel right now. They know when you're stressed, before you've processed it consciously. They know when you're sad long before you've said a word. And they decide whether to come sit with you based not on what you said, but on what your voice revealed. This is why cat owners so often describe their cats as empathetic. Why a cat who ignores you all day will suddenly climb into your lap when you're going through something difficult. It's not coincidence. It's not mystical feline intuition.
It's acoustic emotional intelligence, honed over 10,000 years of close proximity to humans. Your cat reads the emotional signature in your voice the way some people read a face. So the next time you think your cat isn't listening, remember, they might not care about the words, but they are reading every frequency of what you're actually feeling. So let's bring it all together. Science has confirmed 5 remarkable things about feline communication. 1. Your cat has memorized the precise phonetic signature of their name and stored it as neurologically significant information. 2. Your cat understands prohibitions like no. They process it, assess the risk-reward balance, and make an active choice, often in favor of whatever they were doing. 3. Food-related words tap directly into a prehistoric hunting brain circuit that creates near-instant, near-permanent associations between sounds and survival rewards. 4. Directional commands like come are processed through a sophisticated 3-variable algorithm weighing relationship trust,
environmental safety, and expected reward. 5. Above all of these, above every word, every command, every name, your cat is reading the emotional architecture of your voice. What does this mean for how you interact with your cat from today forward? Use their name with intention, not repetitively as background noise, but as a genuine signal that something worth their attention is happening. Use no consistently, but pair it with redirection. Change the equation. Let food-related words be the reliable, exciting cue they've evolved to be. When you call them, give them a reason. Build a history of trust that tips the cost-benefit analysis in your favor. And above all, speak with warmth. Because every time you talk near your cat, they're not just hearing words, they're reading your heart. That might sound poetic, but the peer-reviewed science backs it up. And that is the real discovery here. Not just that cats understand us more than we thought, but that understanding how they understand us changes us too. It makes us better communicators, more patient, more attuned. It transforms a relationship that people sometimes dismiss as one-sided into something beautifully reciprocal. Thank you so much for watching today. If this video gave you a new way of seeing your cat, even just one small shift in perspective, then it did exactly what it was meant to do. And if you made it all the way to the end of this video, first of all, thank you. That genuinely means everything to us.
If you haven't subscribed yet, now is the perfect moment. Hit that red subscribe button, ring the notification bell, and you'll get a new cat science video from us every single week. Leave a like if this changed even one thing about how you see your cat. Share this with a fellow cat lover in your life. It might completely transform how they communicate with their cat forever. And drop a comment below telling us which of these 5 words your cat responds to the most. We read every single comment, and we would love to hear about your cat. Your cats are lucky to have someone who cares this much. We'll see you in the next one.